Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. Alright, so today I want to do a presentation of article journal with the title A Pragmatic Diachronic Analysis of English Language Use Throughout the 20th Century. Without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so the introduction part explains that major social, political, and technological changes throughout the 20th century influenced the pragmatic use of English. It emphasized that communication evolved from formal to hierarchical styles to more informal and inclusive forms. As society changed, language also evolved to meet the new communicative needs. The author focuses on pragmatics, which is the study of how language used in context. Pragmatics helps us understand how people express meaning, politeness, intentions, and relationships through language. Then we're going to the aim of the study. The article aims to investigate how pragmatic features of English changed throughout the 20th century. Specifically, the researcher examined the development of speech acts, politeness strategies, implicators, and taxes. The study sought to understand how historical events, cultural changes, political movements, and technological advancements influence communication patterns and pragmatic language use over time. More specifically, the research wants to discover how major historical events and so on affected the way people communicate. By examining these changes, the study hopes to show that language is closely connected to society and continuously develops alongside social values and communication needs. Next, the methodology used in the article. The research design used mixed methods and then corpus-based diachronic analysis. For the data sources, it's from political speeches, newspaper articles, literary works, and formal correspondence. These texts were collected from reliable sources such as historical archives and digital libraries. And then for the sampling techniques, it used stratified random sampling, and texts were selected systematically from different decades and genres to ensure balanced representation. And then we're moving on and the findings of the article. The first one is shift from formality to informality. So in the 20th century, communication was highly formal. Honorifics such as Sir, Madam, and Your Excellency were common. Indirect expressions and passive construction dominated discourse. And by the end of 1990s, communication became more informal and conversational. Speakers increasingly used first names and personal pronouns, and more direct language became more acceptable. So, the findings reveal that English pragmatic features changed significantly throughout the 20th century. One of the most important findings is the gradual shift from formal communication to more informal communication. In the early decades, language users frequently employed honorifics, passive contractions, and indirect expression. However, by the end of the century, communication became more conversational, personal, and direct. And then the second point is changes in politeness strategies. The negative politeness, such as emphasized respect and social distance, relied on hedges, apologize, and indirect requests, and changed to positive politeness, such as focus on friendliness and solidarity. Also encourage rapport building and inclusiveness. So, another important finding concerns politeness strategies. Early texts mainly demonstrated negative politeness, which emphasized respect, distance, and defense. In contrast, later texts showed greater use of positive politeness, which focuses on friendliness, solidarity, and building closer relationships. Next to the third point, that is evolution of speech acts. Early texts mainly used declarative statements, authoritative language, comments, and obligations. Later, texts showed increased use of expressive speech acts, persuasive language, emotionally engaging communication. So there's also changes in speech acts. Earlier discourse relied heavily on declarative and authoritative statements. Later discourse increasingly used expressive and persuasive speech acts, particularly in political and media communication. And then the fourth point is development of theses and implicators. Thetic expressions became more flexible and context-sensitive. Conversational implicators became increasingly common, and speakers relied more on shared knowledge and indirect meanings. In addition, thetic expressions became more flexible and context-dependent, while conversational implicators became more common as communication grew more sophisticated and culturally diverse. Next, we're going to the discussion part of the article. So the first point is influence of democratization. The movement toward democratic values encouraged equality in communication, reduced social distance, greater use of inclusive language. So it explains that pragmatic change were closely related to broader developments in society. One major factor was democratization. As democratic values became stronger, communication shifted away from strictly hierarchy and toward equality and participation. This encouraged more direct and inclusive language use. And then the next is impact of social movement. Civil rights movements, feminism, and social justice campaigns contributed to more inclusive discourse, increased individual expression, and reduced emphasis on authority and status. So social movements such as feminism and civil rights also played an important role. This movement challenged traditional power structures and promoted equal opportunities for different social groups. As a result, communication styles become less formal and more focused on building relationships and expressing personal identity. And the next point is role of technology. Technological developments such as telephone communication, radio broadcasting, television, and early internet communication. So those are also contributed significantly to pragmatic change. The invention of telephone, radio, television, and the internet transformed communication practice. This technology enabled faster communication and wider audience, encouraging speakers and writers to adopt more engaging and accessible language styles. Next point is globalization. Increase in the intercultural context promoted standardized pragmatic practice, cross-cultural communication strategies, and greater awareness of diverse communication norms. So furthermore, globalization increased interaction among people from different cultures. This created a need for communication strategies that could be understood across cultural boundaries. Consequently, pragmatic norms became more standardized while still reflecting cultural diversity. So we're in the end the part of article, which is conclusion, that it includes the study demonstrate that English pragmatic features evolved considerably throughout the 20th century. Communication shifted from formal, indirect, and hierarchical styles to more informal, direct, inclusive, and relational forms. These changes were influenced by important historical developments such as democratization, social movements, globalization, and technological innovation. So, the study concludes that language is a dynamic system that reflects the values and needs of society. Pragmatic features such as speak act, politeness, strategies, taxes, and implicatures serve as indicators of social and cultural change. Therefore, diachronic pragmatic studies are valuable because they help us understand how language and society influence one another over time. Alright, so that's all what I can explain to you. Thank you so much for your attention and see you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.